So in this video, I'm going to read my letter of motivation, which helped me win multiple scholarships, one of the most prestigious scholarships around the world. And I think by following this template and the guidelines that I'm going to mention in the video, you can easily win any scholarship in the world too. But for that, you have to follow the video and my guidelines too. Letter of motivation, SOP, or statement of purpose, personal statement, everything is same, just they have the different names, but the purpose of all of these documents is same: to win the scholarship. So if you are here and following the video, I'm pretty sure that you also want to win any scholarship or any program around the world. So let's jump into the video reading my letter of motivation. But in this video, I will also mention 14 points that you should consider while writing your letter of motivation. By the way, I will read, of course, my letter of motivation, but I want you to create your own letter of motivation, not this. Because if you copy this letter of motivation, I have already shared with so many people and it is already shared on my website too. So there is no meaning of copying this. By the way, I will read it. And first of all, we'll go through this letter of motivation and the points that you should consider while writing your letter of motivation. So first of all, if you're applying for Erasmus Mundus or any other scholarship in the world, each program must have different letter of motivation. Letter of motivations are different for different programs. So this doesn't make any sense if you are going with same letter of motivation with different programs. Each program is specific to the field and each program must have different letter of motivation. So this thing must be sure in your mind that if you're applying to 5 programs, you have to write 5 letter of motivations. Yeah, I know it's a bit time consuming, but if you want to win some of the prestigious scholarships, you have to do it. The second and the most important point of any letter of motivation is the technical language. Must follow technical language. For example, if you are writing for an Erasmus Mundus program related to civil engineering or a specific field of civil engineering, mention about that program. Do not mention anything else in your letter of motivation. Each program in Erasmus Mundus or any program in the world these days are very specific to the field. For example, you are applying to any broader engineering course, for example, masters in electrical engineering, but you have to specify that what you are gonna do in that field. So everything must be very specific to the field that you are applying to. Your letter must not be generic, like you want to pursue this, you want to pursue this, and must not be childish also, like you had a childhood dream to do your master's degree in this field. Come on, doing masters cannot be a childhood dream. In childhood you cannot even perceive what you are going to do in your bachelor's. So just don't write like this: I had a childhood passion in science and then I pursued mathematics, then I pursued engineering, and then I done this FYP or final year project or thesis, and then now I want to pursue masters in this. This doesn't make sense. Doing a master's or a PhD cannot be your childhood dream. So understand this thing and never ever start your letter of motivation like this. Also, in Erasmus or any competitive scholarship like Shivening, you should not play on your background, like if you are from a poor family or you are from a backward area in a backward country. These things doesn't make sense in a competitive scholarship. Really, it doesn't make sense, because in competitive scholarships, all the scholarships are based on competition. These are not need based scholarships. So you should not write about these things that you are poor, you lack money to pursue education. You should write technical things, that why you are interested in the program. These things gonna help you a lot. Don't write about the things that are irrelevant to the course. Yeah, you should write those things in a scholarship program like Commonwealth, but not in competitive scholarships like Fulbright, Erasmus, or even Shivni. And third point is write in a better English. Like they are gonna read in English, just don't exaggerate too much in English that it's not an English blog. Write in common day-to-day language that they can perceive well, because if you are, for example, applying in Europe, Europeans are also not native English speakers. So try to write in simple language and just don't write with ChatGPT. These days people are writing their letter of motivation with ChatGPT, and it is very easy to detect that it's a computer written document and not written by a candidate. So do not write by ChatGPT. Write yourself and write in a simple language. Do not copy anyone else's idea. Be yourself. Everyone's story is different and everyone has different interests. So the third point is write in a better English, a technical English, not with very fancy vocabulary. By the way, before going further, I want to let you guys know about an opportunity to make your letter of motivation even good. You can consult Erasmus Mundus scholars on our platform. Our platform is Scholars Avenue. You can see, you can search any latest scholarship on this platform. Just go into the Google, search on the scholarsAvenue.info, and you will see the latest scholarships there. You will also find a lot of sporting materials there, like letter of motivation, letter of recommendation, how to make a Europass CV. You will find everything there. And also you can ask professionals to help you in your letter of motivation. You can find the services, and everything is available on Scholarship New. Just go to the website and you will find everything about Erasmus Mundus Scholarship or any other scholarship in the world. Now coming back to our fourth point. In the fourth point, you should mention about how open you are to new things, because you are going to live in a new country, in a new environment. You will be studying in new teaching styles. So how you are open to new things and how you are going to challenge yourself. And let me tell you, this is the most important point that admission committee is searching for in your letter of motivation. So must write that how you can challenge yourself, how you have challenged in past, and how you overcame or handle those challenges. So it's very important that how you can challenge yourself, how you are open to new things, how you are going to live in a new culture. So these things are very very important, very very important. How you can challenge yourself academically, that's the important thing. The masters is a challenging course. In bachelor's, for example, you were studying in electrical engineering, but in masters you will be studying acoustics engineering. How the change of field will impact you, and how you are gonna challenge yourself, and how you are open to new things. This is the important thing. Not everything you will see in masters you have studied before. So you must be open to new things. Let me tell you again that admission committee is looking for those candidates who are open to new things. So it's important. Now the fifth point is asked by so many students: what should be the length of letter of motivation? Let me tell you, the length of letter of motivation all depends on your requirements. That each program has different requirements. You should follow the guidelines of your program, but the thumb rule is your letter of motivation must not be greater than 1 page, or 800 or 700 words are more than enough to convey your story and convey everything that you want. 700 or 800 words are maximum, but for me, I have just written 498 words and it helped me with scholarship. And then you should write about the universities that you are going to study in. This is the sixth point. Write about the consortium universities that you are going to study. For example, I studied in University of Coimbra, which is one of the oldest universities in Europe. So it was important for me to mention about my motivation of studying in such a prestigious and such an old university in Europe. So also mention about the universities in the country specific, that how these things are motivating to you to study in that university, and in which lab, or a teacher. Maybe some people say that write about the teachers, but I personally don't think that writing about the teacher really impacts, but writing about the university and the departments really impacts your letter of motivation. This shows that you have invested a time on the website and you know everything about the departments and the universities and the professors involved. So this makes sense. Seventh point is the most important point which I followed in my letter of motivation. Everything in your letter of motivation must be relevant to the project you are applying or the course you are applying. Even if you have publications which are not relevant to the course, you should not mention those publications because it doesn't make sense. So mention everything that is relevant to the course. Any irrelevant thing must not be mentioned in your letter of motivation. For example, you can, by the way, mention an irrelevant thing in that way that you have accomplished this thing. We will discuss later on about your accomplishment. Then you can mention about your accomplishment, that you have done this research project also and you accomplished these goals in a very competitive environment. But generally, you should not write about irrelevant things. Write in a technical language in a course you are applying, everything that aligns towards the course. For example, you have done 3 internships and one internship is not relevant to the program. Why you are going to write that internship in your letter of motivation or your CV? Write only those things which are very 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 specific to the program, because in Erasmus every program is very specific to the field. And let me tell you, if you say how you can win Erasmus, I would say relevancy is the key. In Erasmus, only one line answer to this question is relevancy is the key. If you are relevant to the program, admission committee will accept your application than other candidates. By the way, the eighth point was very relevant to me because I had no work experience. I had just internships. How I wrote my letter of motivation. So I mentioned my internships in a way that admission committee was surprised that, oh my god, you have done this in internship. The thing is, you have to mention every technical aspect of the internship. For example, which softwares you have used, not the description of the tasks. You should write that what you have accomplished. It's very important. CVs or letter of motivation must not be descriptive tasks that I have done this, I was working on this project, and this. What you have accomplished, in which project you were involved, and what you have accomplished in that project. It could be a publication, it could be a report, it could be a programming skill, it could be a addition to your portfolio. And here comes a portfolio. You should link your portfolio to your CV and mention a line or two max in your letter of motivation. Let me tell you, this is very important and this will distinguish candidates. So you should mention your portfolio and how to make a portfolio. If you don't know, ask me in the comments. I will make a detailed video on that too. Now coming to the backbone of your letter of motivation, of course, your final year project or your thesis. Because on the basis of your thesis, you are going to apply for master's or PhD. So it's very important. Explain the technical aspects of your thesis in 3 to 4 lines max. Don't write a very detailed thesis in your letter of motivation. Letter of motivation is not your CV. So just write what you have accomplished in your thesis. So that's a very important thing, because in CV you have already written the details of your thesis. So only the accomplishment part of your thesis must be written in that. And if you have published your thesis, it's your accomplishment, by the way. And also, if you think that your thesis is not relevant to the course you are applying, go with semester projects. If you have done anything in the semesters, write those semester projects in your CV, or also mention your semester projects in your letter of motivation. It's very important. It will also distinguish you from other candidates. It shows that you have done the relevant work in each course. So it's very important. And the 10th point is the most interesting one. Why you are valuable addition to the program you are applying to. You should think about this. Why the admission committee should select you. You have to analyze yourself, analyze your profile, what distinctive point you have that other candidates might not have. So mention those points. For example, in my case, I have mentioned about my YouTube channel, about my extracurricular activities, and all these things that I have been involved in community services. I'm going to mention that how extracurricular activities going to affect your application or not, or do they really matter. But in my case, my program was very relevant to my research experience, so it was very easy for me to align my profile to the program. So in valuable addition, you should analyze yourself and the habits you have, and how you are valuable to the program, what you can bring on the table. This is very important. How you can collaborate with your colleagues, with your teachers, with your university. These are very important things. 11th point is about your writing style. Don't write in a descriptive language like a descriptive essay. Write in an accomplishment manner, like what you have accomplished in life, what you have done in life till now, and how you have accomplished things. This is the important. Not you have done this, you have done this, you have done this project, you have done these internships, and these are very relevant to the course, so they should select you. No. What you have accomplished in life till now, how you have helped the community, how you have helped the academic community, how you have helped your colleagues. This is very important thing. And accomplishment is the key. That if you have accomplished something in life, write in that manner, not in a descriptive manner. And now, do extracurricular activities really matter? The answer is yes, they do matter. But let me tell you, if your course is not relevant to your field, then even extracurricular activities are gonna pay you nothing. Because extracurricular activities only shows that how you're spending your time. Are you only focusing on studies, or are you also involved in the community? And by the way, let me tell you that everything is not extracurricular activities. Extracurricular activities must also be aligned towards the program. For example, if I'm enrolled in acoustics engineering and I have done something back in my bachelor's in a community services project related to noise reduction in my city or in my country, this could be an interesting thing. So think about it. Everything that is relevant to the course must be written in your CV, and everything irrelevant to the course must not be in your CV and your letter of motivation. And now the second last point is mention about your goals, what you want to do with your life. That if you want to go in the job market, or if you want to go for PhD. And let me tell you, if you're going to write about PhD or job, it really doesn't matter. And the thing that matters, how you are gonna write. So if you're writing for PhD, write about which specific field that you want to pursue your PhD. And if you're writing for job, also write that which specific field that you want to pursue in job. And it really doesn't depend you where you want to do job, at your back home or in Europe. It really doesn't depend. But European Union wants you to stay here and work here. So that's why they are funding you. And now 14th and the last point is just proofread your letter of motivation and send it to your seniors or your colleagues or alumni of that program where you are applying to. This will really help you improve your letter of motivation. So you can also reach out to us on our website, on our platform. On the platform Scholars Avenue, we have a team of international students who are studying one of the leading universities of United States. In UK, in Europe, they have won one of the most prestigious scholarships in the world. So if you're looking for professional advice or professional help, you can reach out to us on the link in description, or just search on the Google scholars.avenue.info. So you'll find a lot of help there. So I think that's all for the video. If you want to find my letter of motivation, you can find it on the website given in my description. Go to the link in my description. So if you like the video, feel free to subscribe our channel. By the way, see you in the next video, because it's a series of Erasmus Mundus Scholarship.